I feel like Bitcoin has gone mainstream now. It's gone from, hey, you ought to buy some Bitcoin to, hey, if you don't own Bitcoin, you are not taking care of your family. You are not taking care of your business. You are not taking care of your government. Because if they don't hold Bitcoin, they're being irresponsible, because every great technology eclipses the old one eventually. And the great technology is Bitcoin, and the old one is dollars and fiat and government and banking.
It's the Bitcoin conference today. XRP Las Vegas is later this week. What are your thoughts on XRP?
Oh, I think Chris Larson is a brilliant man, and he works very hard to make XRP a successful token. It routes money among banks, and I think it has other features to it too. The ones I'd be worried about are the ones the banks and the governments control.
For those in the audience that aren't in the room here at the Bitcoin conference, what would you say to those?
You better go buy some Bitcoin.
What's going on, family and friends? We're here at the BitGo's High Roller Summit, an official side event to the Bitcoin conference, and I've got the largest man in the room here. We've got Tim Draper.
Yeah, that's right. I think I am.
Who just told it
about 260 right now.
Oh, I'm the tallest man in the room, sir. How you doing today?
Doing great. Yeah.
You just got off of a very high intensive chess game.
God, I'm still shaking from it because I was pretty far ahead. I was 2 pawns ahead and I let it go, and that was not good. That isn't a good way to play chess.
Well, it'll get the blood flowing before you get up on stage here. But the only one shaking here is me standing next to you, sir.
No.
So what's the objective here? What brings you here to the Bitcoin conference? Wearing your Bitcoin socks?
Yeah, I got Bitcoin socks. I got Bitcoin tie. I feel like Bitcoin has gone mainstream now, and if it's gone from, hey, you ought to buy some Bitcoin to, hey, if you don't own Bitcoin, you are not taking care of your family. You are not taking care of your business. You are not taking care of your government. Because if they don't hold Bitcoin, they're being irresponsible, because every great technology eclipses the old one eventually. And the great technology is Bitcoin, and the old one is dollars and fiat and government and banking. And we're moving toward a whole new world. And, as people say, it's a non-zero chance that Bitcoin eclipses the dollar. And eventually, and that number just keeps going up.
Yeah. We're seeing the sentiment here in the room from the last Bitcoin conference that I went to in Miami. This has definitely been some serious growth, especially within regulations. We've got the Clarity Act that's soon to pass, we're hoping. We heard Cynthia Loomis on stage say that it could potentially happen this year. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that's step 2. There was an earlier one, the Clarity Act, and then the
Genius Act.
Genius Act, and then the Clarity. But I think there's one more that we need, and that is to allow businesses to operate all in Bitcoin, and then have the entire accounting and everything done on the blockchain, so that the taxes come out automatically. The business doesn't have to pay all that money for accounting and auditing and bookkeeping. You don't need the tax collector to come because it's already gone out. When that happens, then I feel like we will have done the regulation to take it to absolute mainstream. And after that, I think the sky's the limit.
With the proliferation of stablecoins, deposit tokens, what are your thoughts on these developments?
I think it's great. Stablecoins are sort of a step toward a Bitcoin future. And the reason I say that is stablecoins are stable, tied to fiat currencies. So when the shopkeeper says, I accept Bitcoin, and then they say, I only accept Bitcoin, and there's this run to the bank or whatever where people are trying to get their dollars out and move, stablecoin won't be worth anything either. So this is like a way for the society to to gradually move toward a Bitcoin economy.
Yeah, at Paris Blockchain Week, people were inquiring on stage, are stablecoins the infrastructure? But for me, is it the underlying tech that's moving the value, maybe Bitcoin or XRP, other chains? What are your thoughts to that point, though? It's the Bitcoin conference today. XRP Las Vegas is later this week. What are your thoughts on XRP?
Oh, I think Chris Larson is a brilliant man, and he works very hard to make XRP a successful token. It routes money among banks, and I think it has other features to it too. The ones I'd be worried about are the ones the banks and the governments control. That's where I would say, look, if you own a bunch of dollars, they're going to be worth less next year and less the year after and less the year after that. But if you own Bitcoin, it'll be worth more the next year, more than year after, and more the year after that. And you know that you're hedging against a cataclysmic event.
Yeah.
I mean, they were not happy when the Union beat the Confederates. The Confederates were not happy that no one took their money. But there will be a moment there where nobody takes fiat money. So the retailer starts by saying, I accept Bitcoin. And then he goes and says, I only accept Bitcoin.
Yeah. Tim, this has been a very thoughtful and a thought-provoking conversation. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me. Before I let you go, you're going to be up on stage here. Any insights that you'd like to share with a global audience here?
Yeah, watch my show. It's called Meet the Drapers, and it's fantastic. There are 30 million people watching this thing, or have access to it. Maybe 10, 20 million watch it.
Maybe 10 more thousand will be tuning in from
Right,
my platform here.
Good. Meet the Drapers. It's on YouTube.
Last thing, Tim, for those in the audience that aren't in the room here at the Bitcoin conference, what would you say to those?
You better go buy some Bitcoin.